Hello, Periscope. Hello, world. My name is Jenny, and I blog at adomesticwildflower.com, and I wanted to show you, I wanted to show you my Concord grapes that I'm going to work up right now using a food mill. And I picked these over on our ranch. They're not, I guess they'd probably be officially wild because no one prunes them or waters them or keeps track of them, but my great-grandma planted them a really long time ago. And anyway, I picked 6 pounds of them, and I'm using this food mill now to grind them up. I guess grind is the wrong word. So underneath all the grapes in this food mill is a kind of like a cheese grater, but it's a plate, and there's a mechanism that I am turning that presses the grapes against the plate, and it keeps the seeds and the skins up top in the hopper, and then beneath, seeping down into the saucepan or in the pot here, is perfectly smooth, delicious grape juice and grape pulp, and that is what I will cook up with sugar and make grape jam. So if you've just hopped on, my name is Jenny, and I blog at adomesticwildflower.com. And I'm on my porch right now. Hello, Periscope. And I'm working up this in the hopper right now is probably 3 pounds of grapes. And they're Concord grapes, and they have between 2 to 4 seeds inside, and skin that has a really good taste, but it's kind of thick. So I'm working them up with a food mill so that I don't have any skin or seeds in my jam. And I'm just turning out here. It's a beautiful day in Northern California. The breeze is blowing. You can see my laundry hanging on the line. And if anyone out there has any canning questions or questions about jam making, I would love to answer some if you have any. So fire away if you have some. I love sharing about jam making because I think a lot of people think that canning is really complicated and hard, and I do nothing that is complicated and hard. All the recipes I follow and the things I share on my blog are simple, and I really love encouraging people to try things like canning or sewing or home preserving of any kind, because really it's pretty easy stuff, and most people do a wide variety of complicated, difficult things in their day, and this is not any harder than, you know, making anything for supper. It's pretty easy. And in almost no time, my hopper, can you see that? The light's not very good here, but that's okay. So I'm almost done grinding up my 3 pounds there, and then inside, it's pretty liquidy. It smells divine. Way more complex of a smell and flavor in Concord grapes than in like regular table grapes, and probably different still from wine grapes. I know nothing about wine grapes, and probably the most about Concord grapes. They're kind of smallish, like smaller than a standard size marble most of the time. And we're in a drought year here in California, and they still were about that size, so that's pretty respectable, I would say. I'm an English teacher too, and I remember reading in To Kill a Mockingbird about scuppernongs and muscadines, and I've always wanted to try some or come into some, but I live too far west, I think, and I don't know that I'll ever try some of those. Those are a grape relative, I'm under the impression of, but they're mentioned in To Kill a Mockingbird, but I've never got to enjoy some. If you're just hopping on here, my name is Jenny, and I blog at adomesticwildflower.com, and I'm working up some grapes, some Concord grapes, that my great-grandma Nona planted many years ago, probably, I don't know when, maybe like late 60s. And they are still yielding some pretty delicious grapes today. So you might notice every once in a while I go from all the time clockwise, and I back it up and go counterclockwise to kind of loosen up the seeds and skins and just kind of like the same way you might scrape the beater bowl in a mixing bowl. So I'm just working these up here, and you're hearing my loud dog and my loud children. That's okay. So let's see. I wish this screen had a timer so I could see how long that took me. It was only a few minutes. I'm almost done working up 3 whole pounds. My recipe calls for 4 pounds, but I'm gonna increase it by 50% because I have 6 pounds to do. If you have any canning questions or questions at all, you please fire away and I'll answer. So here we are. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty, so to speak. So the seeds and the skins are down here in the hopper. I'm following a recipe from the book Well Preserved by Eugenia Bone. And that's one of my favorite canning books because the recipes she uses are not only foolproof, but she gives a master recipe and then provides 3 recipes following in which you would use that preserve. So it's not just, here's a jam recipe, but here's 3 ways that you haven't thought of to use this recipe. So it's pretty clever stuff. So for example, for this grape preserve, she suggests cooking it in a ravioli, a deep fried ravioli with chocolate. Pretty good, and I would have never thought of that. And I've never done it yet, but if I do, you'll be the first to know. Okay. So here we are. We are... Oh, I'm dripping grape all over creation. That's okay. So that is what it looks like. Just seeds and skins left, pretty much. And then inside is that. So it's pretty liquidy. I know you can't really see, but it's like a really thick grape juice, like maybe a thin grape smoothie. But I think I'll hop off and switch my hopper out and empty all the seeds and skins. And then dump in my other 3 pounds and keep going. But stay tuned. I'll probably hop back on Periscope here in a little bit and show you how the cooking's going. Thanks so much, Periscope.